Did you know, even a fortune as big as $80 million can fall apart, all because of credit card debt? Yeah, it sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what happened to Gene Hackman, the legendary Hollywood star, and his wife. Their story is shocking, heartbreaking, and honestly, it's a wake-up call for all of us. Hi there, and welcome. Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought, if only I made more money, all my financial problems would disappear? It's such a common thought. We think money is the fix for everything. But Gene's story proves that's just a myth. And today, we're going to talk about what really happened to his estate, why a US bank is chasing it, and what lessons we can all learn to avoid ending up in the same mess. So stay with me, because some of what you're about to hear might just change how you see money forever. Gene Hackman was more than just a Hollywood actor. He was a true icon. A two-time Oscar winner, a career that spanned decades, roles that defined entire generations. People loved him on screen. He was the kind of actor who could make you laugh, cry, and sit on the edge of your seat, sometimes all in the same movie. And all that success. It made him rich. Filthy rich. By the end of his career, his net worth was estimated to be over $80 million. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they looked. Last month, Gene and his wife were found dead in their $3.3 million Santa Fe compound. It was a tragic end to a glamorous life. But what really stunned everyone was what came next. You see, when the banks and lawyers stepped in to sort out his estate, they discovered something shocking: mountains of credit card debt. Yes, you heard that right. Despite having tens of millions in assets, they owed what one insider called eye-watering amounts to a major US bank. Now, you're probably wondering, how is that even possible? How does someone with that much money rack up that kind of debt? Well, it's more common than you'd think. Here's the thing. Over the years, Gene and his wife lived big. Really big. Lavish homes, exotic vacations, expensive cars, high-end everything. It's the lifestyle you'd expect from someone who's been a star for decades. And of course, they assumed they'd always have enough to cover it. But here's the problem. They didn't. Like so many of us, they relied on credit cards. They swiped now and planned to pay later. And then later turned into never. When tragedy struck, those balances didn't go away. And now, the bank is coming after the estate for what they're owed. The result? A huge legal mess that's threatening to tear his fortune apart. I want you to pause and think about that for a second. This was a man who had it all. Fame. Fortune. A beautiful home. And yet, he left behind more debt than most people make in a lifetime. Why? Because here's the truth that nobody likes to talk about: if you don't manage your money wisely, no amount of money is enough. We call it lifestyle creep. You earn more, you spend more. You move to a bigger house, buy fancier cars, take more extravagant trips. And slowly, quietly, your bills get bigger and bigger, until even millions aren't enough to keep up. Sound familiar? So many of us think, if I just made more, everything would be fine. But that's not how it works. And Gene's story is proof of that. It's not just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Now, let me share a few lessons from his story that you can actually use. Because even though this is tragic, it doesn't have to be pointless. First of all, keep track of your credit card balances. Always. Never let them pile up thinking you'll deal with them someday. That someday comes faster than you think. Second, don't assume tomorrow will fix today. It won't. If you've got high-interest debt, tackle it now. Make it a priority. And third, make a budget. Even if you're rich. Especially if you're rich. A budget isn't about being cheap. It's about being smart. There's a saying I love: it's not about being able to afford it. It's about being able to keep affording it. Now here's a little pro tip most people don't know. Many truly wealthy people actually live modestly. Why? Because they know the secret isn't in how much you spend, it's in how much you save and invest. They avoid flashy expenses. They invest wisely. And they keep their debt as close to zero as possible. That's how they stay wealthy. You can even try something simple, like the 50/30/20 rule. Spend 50% of your income on needs. 30% on wants. And put 20% into savings or debt repayment. It's easy, and it works. I'll tell you why this matters so much. Money isn't just numbers in your account. It's your peace of mind. And once you lose that peace, it doesn't matter how big your house is or how fancy your car is. You'll still feel trapped. And Gene's story reminds us how quickly that peace can disappear if we're not careful. Even the most successful people can fall into the same traps the rest of us do. Swiping without thinking. Assuming tomorrow will be better. Thinking the next paycheck will fix everything. But it doesn't work that way. So take a lesson from this. Look at your own finances today. Ask yourself, if something happened to me tomorrow, would my family be left with a gift, or a burden? That's not an easy question to ask. But it's the one that really matters. And here's something else to think about. We often look at people like Gene and assume their lives are perfect. But the truth is, you never really know what someone's going through behind closed doors. Money problems don't just hurt your bank account. They hurt your relationships. Your health. Your happiness. And if someone with $80 million can still struggle with that, then maybe it's time we all paid a little more attention to how we're living. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one financial mistake you've made that taught you something important? Or what's one simple habit you use to stay out of debt? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to read your stories. And if you want to hear more powerful lessons from real-life celebrity stories, check out the next video right here. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss another story. Because you deserve the kind of wisdom that keeps you ahead of the game. And remember, it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, and how much peace it brings you. Thanks for watching.